Okay, so now I'm coming out from my appointment from seeing my breast surgeon, and it was like an update on everything that has been done so far. This is sore. This is my port, and it is like on fire. I mean, I could feel it. It is so sore. But the thing is, I am going to go over my results from the report. The BRCA gene, which is the gene where you pass it down in your family if your family member was given a gene to basically say that you have breast cancer, that gene came up negative. So that test's negative. So it's not something that I have passed on to my children. It wasn't passed on to me. That's the same thing that my sister April had, negative. Okay, next we talked about the brain scan. She did a MRI of my brain and found that there's no evidence of metastatic disease in the brain. So my brain is clear. No brain cancer. Then she did a test for the breast. The breast. Okay, here's something to talk about. The breast tissue. It turns out that the MRI done on my breast showed that the mass is 3 centimeters in size by 2.5 centimeters. So we're talking about, that's the mass. And then there's an extended area surrounding the mass that needs to be covered as well. And you're gonna have to park because I'm not finished recording. Okay, so the area surrounding the mass was, did she say 3 centimeters to 4 centimeters? So what that means is that the area that would need to be removed, thankfully she didn't do surgery first, because it's more than just the mass. It's the mass and the area surrounding the mass. So she said it's an infected area of approximately 7 centimeters in the left breast. She also said that there is 3 areas of three areas of lymph nodes that are involved. Originally, I was under the impression that the cancer was in one lymph node, but it turns out that it's in 3 different lymph nodes based on the scan that was done for the breast, the MRI. So that means that she said that now that I'm in treatment, and I started treatment on Wednesday, the 19th, then that won't be a concern any longer. By December 2nd, I will have finished. That would be my final treatment of 6. So I've done 1 of 6. That'll be 6 of 6. So I take treatment once every 3 weeks, and I take 3 weeks to recover. So that's the last update on the breasts. So we elected, at least I elected, to have a, what's it called, mastectomy of the left breast. There's also calcifications around the nipple area, so we're not going to do a lumpectomy. If a lumpectomy was in the question in the process, then I would need to get an MRI for each and every single calcification surrounding the nipple area, and that's too much. So we're gonna go with it's called a unilateral mastectomy, meaning 1 breast, not 2. And the reason I'm not doing 2 is because there's nothing specifically listed that will lower my chances of it reoccurring in the other breast. It's a lot of research on it. I have a family member on my father's side who did the double mastectomy, and she still didn't survive. And I also have a family member who did, her diagnosis was worse than mine, and she did the 1 breast, and she's still alive to this day. So every person's different, and I'm very hopeful, optimistic, and I'm looking forward to getting through this treatment. It's my first treatment with chemo. I'm on day 6. I had chemo on Wednesday, This is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So today is Monday. So we count the day of chemo as day 1. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So this is day 6 of chemotherapy. And I'll go back on day 21. So every 21 days I get a new dose of chemotherapy. It's different. That's a whole nother video. But right now we're going to talk about the results. So I have 3 enlarged left axillary lymph nodes in my left breast. Okay. Then we go to because I had 3 scans done. I had the MRI for the brain, MRI for the breast. Now we did the PET scan. The PET scan talks about what is active growing cancer cells throughout the whole entire body. And according to her, there is nothing. She said here, FDG stands for active cancers. There are no active cancer cells throughout the body that are outside of those 3 lymph nodes and the breast tissue itself. So as it stands, no spreading. And that is a big deal, because some people, they go into another stage of cancer. They go into stage 3 and stage 4 because of the spreading. But I was gracefully spared, so that I'm not in any stage other than 2. And that is the one thing I should have asked her. Am I still a stage 2? But obviously I am, because this finding proves that I'm still a stage 2, because it's not outside of the area. But I would have loved to have hear her say those words, you know, just to be on the safe side. So that's that. And then I come back to her in December. So right now it is what? September the 24th. I had August, excuse me, I'm jumping ahead. It is August 24th. I've had 1 round of chemo. I got 5 more to go. And by the time I finish my last round of chemo, which is December 2nd on a Wednesday, after I heal from that, which is about 3 weeks, at least 3 weeks after December 2nd. So we're talking about throughout December. We can start looking into having my surgery January the 6th, Wednesday, because she do surgeries on Wednesdays. So about January 6th is when we're looking at a possible surgery date. But she says she's going to monitor me throughout. I'm going to be checking in. That's my breast doctor. My oncologist is the one who administers the drugs and see me through getting treatment. So that the breast doctor has said the same thing that the oncologist said, that through chemo treatment, I will be fully cured of cancer cells. So, hey, 2 different doctors said it, and then God himself, I turn it up to the Lord, and I let the Lord decide what's my prognosis. But he gave me the strength. The one thing that this doctor said, the breast doctor said, is please try not to lose weight. This is not the time to go on a diet. I ain't trying to go on no diet. I ain't trying to lose weight. She said that people, when they lose weight, they become weak, and then their blood cell counts drop, and then they don't become a candidate for surgery. So definitely keep up. She said if you want to eat. If your body allow you to, please do. Gain the weight. She said, please maintain the weight or gain the weight. Don't lose weight. This ain't the time. I agree. The thing is, though, chemotherapy is, I'm going to say, from my experience, their tongue is different. Like, it's real sensitive, and certain things get on your tongue. If you don't like it, you're just going to make you a gag. You can get a gag order. You're going to want to let it go. But they have steroids that I could take, and they have all kinds of nausea medicine that I could take. And when I first had chemo, the day of, the night before, you have to take it. Then the next day, they let you take nausea medicine up to 4 days after chemo. Quite honestly, I take the home remedies, and I drink the teas that fights nausea, and I don't necessarily need the pill all the time, because it has you woozy. It has you super woozy. So I'm only going to use that around the time of treatment, but for the most part, I can handle these side effects. And that covers it for this video. Just wanted to give an update and say, hey, that's good for now. Probably too much information, but I'm an open book. I can't help it. And my skin has changed, though, I can say. Oh, the hair. The stage I'm going through right now is anxiety about losing my hair. I am going through a little something, something. I am. I don't know. It's almost like I want to cut it off myself because I want control over losing my hair. But my daughter's going to, you know, or my husband would figure it out, go to the barber and get a cut, a style. And so that it's short. And then when it does come out, it won't be big old clumps. Because that's anxiety when you wake up and you find a clump of hair on your pillow, or you get in the shower and you go to shower and then your hair coming out like bald spots, and I don't want to go through that. So that's my latest dilemma. Oh, good thing, health insurance. Yay, God is good. Up until now, I was paying out of pocket for my health insurance, and I know that I updated and said that I got some new health insurance, United Healthcare, and it kicks in on September 1st. So that means my chemo, I still have a copay, but at least I ain't got to come up with $2,400 for chemo for 6 rounds. At least I ain't got to deal with that. Although my Medicare does kick in on November 1st, but it's about 4 treatments before November 1st. See what I'm saying? That could add up. So I'm grateful for that. And I think that's it for now. Honey, you can say hi to my video. You a trip. Yeah, you're going to say hi. All right, bye.